Right here with me, I have two servings of whiskey. One is a Blender's Pride, which is a local blend, quite affordable and fairly popular. And on the other hand, I have a Glenmorangie Signet, quite rare and costs about an arm and a leg. Now, full disclosure, I'm not really a fan of whiskey, so when someone serves me a cheap whiskey, I like to put a little pizzazz in it because, it just makes it a little better to take, and I don't know, I just generally like sweet things. Certainly more bearable. Now remember, I'm not really a fan of whiskey, so when someone even serves me an expensive blend, I still like to put a little pizzazz into it. You think I'm not gonna do it? Oh, I am totally gonna do it. Just because I'm wearing this suit, don't let it fool you that I will not do it. Oh, I can see you dying a little bit inside. I can see you dying a little bit inside. Oh, this is just so... Nah, it needs a little more pizzazz. It needs a little more pizzazz. Oh, no. There's no way. There's no way he's going to put black salt in it. You know what? I am. And... tastes kind of bitter. Just like your judgment. Pricing biases are social occurrence that compels us to incorrectly assume that just because a product is more expensive, it will work, perform, or taste better. Take for example, this notebook. It is a customized moleskin, and to me, honestly, it is a beautifully made piece of stationery. The company even has a bit of history behind it. They said that Ernest Hemingway and Van Gogh used to use such notebooks. Now, I paid 1700 rupees for this one because I'm an adult and I can spend my money however I want. Also, I just thought it was pretty. However, I did whack this Nana spiral pad number 7 from an office because office stationery are like hotel toiletries. You're supposed to take them, and if you're not taking them, you're living life wrong. It too is a decently well-made notebook, but the thing is that if you order this notebook in bulk, it only costs 10 rupees. Does that mean the moleskin is 170 times better than this Nana spiral notepad number 7? Of course not. That would make no sense. They both perform the same task at vastly different prices. The only thing that separates the two of them is my personal desire to own the moleskin. That is usually what separates regular priced goods from premium priced goods. I have no problem with people who like expensive things. I, for one, am a bit of an audio enthusiast. I would rather buy a new music system than a freaking car. I don't just assume that every earphone's under $1,000 is garbage, because that's not enthusiasm, that is snobbery. But there are people out there who like to show that they have expensive taste, not for their own personal satisfaction or fulfillment, but for the pursuit of an elevated social status and the feeling of, oh, I know more than you because I don't even know cheap things. Such people are the zits of society. You think you're done with them in your teenage years, but they keep popping up in your adulthood. In earlier days, proletariat scum such as you and I did not have regular access to premium alcohol, Egyptian cat shit coffee, or raw fish in overcooked rice in glorified algae. Yeah, I said it. But now that a lot of us do, these people still feel the need to tell us how to have it properly, how to consume things correctly. Basically, what they're trying to say is that they are still better than us. This consumer elitism is most notably seen in alcoholic beverages. If you are watching this, you probably have a friend who is a whiskey or wine snoob, or you might be the snoob. Now, snoob is someone who is basically snobby about something they know very little of. You might have heard these people actually say things like, hey, I can tell my favorite brands apart. Let me tell you very honestly that 99% of them do not know what the hell they're talking about. They propagate such nonsense that you're not supposed to have expensive alcohol with any mixers. You're supposed to power through that disgusting taste and acquire it, because that is what all acquired tastes are. Stuff that makes your natural instincts go but you're supposed to force it down and hawk it down until you eventually go There are very few sentences in this world as condescending as, oh, it's an acquired taste. And if you are watching this, dear whiskey and wine connoisseur, and you think you actually know your products, let me tell you a little story. In 2001, a man named Frederick Broquet conducted a fascinating experiment. He gathered 54 students of wine science or enology and gave them 2 glasses of red wine to taste and write notes on. What he did not tell them that one of these glasses is actually white wine with food coloring in it. Out of the 54 students, who, by the way, compared to you and I, would be experts, the white wine dyed red was described with the same terms ascribed to a red wine, which means that they were influenced by what they were told they were having. Are you serious? They could not even tell what kind of wine they were having, but I bet you still believe you know more than them. Keep in mind that these people study this stuff. They don't drink to get drunk or forget their life's problems. They drink to write dissertations on this stuff, and they could not tell it apart. So the next time you meet a person who says, I can tell my favorite brands apart, do this. Give them 5 shots of cheap whiskey and tell them that they are 5 different single malts, and just, oh my god, the results will be hilarious and it will put that snob right back in their place. Please, I really implore you to go and actually do this. And why aren't you supposed to have expensive alcohol with Coke? You bought it, have it with whatever the hell you want. I sincerely doubt that Johnny Walker would deny you from buying a bottle of Blue Label just because you declared you want to have it with ginger ale. Because you know what? They still want your business. At this point, some of you might be going, oh, look at this basic bitch. He probably doesn't know the nuances of a Cabernet Sauvignon and a Chenin Blanc. Yeah, I actually might not know that, but what I do know is that I worked in an actual bar as a mixologist and a barista. What I do know is that I have worked with whiskey and beer companies as a beer and whiskey trainer and conducted consumer and hotelier workshops. What I do know is that I've actually trained a batch of bartenders in an actual bartending academy. So even if I am wrong, my wrongness is warranted in more information than you. The thing that bugs me the most about this snobbery is that the perpetrators don't even realize that they're being snobby about drugs. Look man, the purpose of alcohol is to get you drunk. Whether you're drinking to enhance your party experience or whether you're drinking to forget your real world problems, the fact of the matter is you're using a chemical substance to change and alter your mood. A breath analyzer does not give a fuck if you're drunk on Dom Perignon or Smirnoff with thumbs up. Addiction is challenging enough as it is. I sometimes find myself questioning my dependence on something as innocuous as coffee. Look, I not only love coffee, I freaking need it. As a coffee drinker, I love my flat whites from Blue Tokai, but that does not mean I turn my nose up at instant coffee. Do you wanna know why? Because it's fucking instant. Every coffee I have doesn't need to have a malty aroma with a chocolatey backwash and the perfect micro foam. Sometimes I'm just looking for a Sometimes my desire for caffeine is higher than my desire to be a judgmental douchebag. Although granted, sometimes being a judgmental douchebag is kind of fun. So the next time you feel like bragging about your favorite brands or judging people for enjoying what according to you are subpar brands, think about why you need drugs in the first place. Because drugs are bad. Shouldn't do drugs, okay? Because doing drugs makes you bad, because drugs are bad. And remember, you only owe the once.